Hello, and thank you for stopping by again. We are we're going through this banks collapsing time, and therefore I'm building these presentations to bring a little bit more clarity. Because what I find is in news things are given in pieces, but there, there's it's a hard one to kind of put things together because they take pieces and it's they yeah. So there's more that I can say, but without saying much, I put presentation together. I strongly suggest you go through it the entire thing so you can understand and be more informed. That's the purpose of this. By the way, my name is Faizal Garasia. I'm a credit repair specialist, and while I've done many presentations and lives, some of the best practices I have built. That sort of, some of them I've built myself. Some of them I've taken from other webinars that I attend. A quiet place is ideal for better listening. Headphones are a great idea, just like I have. Please put your phone on silent mode to avoid interruptions. Texting, emailing, if you can wait until after. And if you sit down, it really helps you stay present. With that being said, the next the topic that I want to talk to you about is debunking credit myths. Thank you for attending the live. The presentation is about 15-20 minutes, not long. Please ask questions in the comment section. I will answer them at the end of the presentation. And at the end of the webinar, you'll learn about credit myths and misconceptions in Canada. Connect with us. Number you can call or text, by the way. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and such. And if one of the link doesn't work, just do a search credit repair now. Look for the logo. We are that. Sometimes links do change because we keep changing some names from time to time. I mean the social media link names. Either way, the website link doesn't change. It's creditrepairnow.ca, and you can drop us an email. We respond fairly fast. Within few hours, you get a response. So the topic, as I said, common myths and misconceptions about credit repair in Canada. So to start with this, your credit score plays a huge part in life. You basically need your credit for almost everything you want to purchase, like a car, a house, apply for a loan. Maintaining healthy credit score should be one of your priority. It's not a need, it's not a want anymore, it's more of a need. Insurances, you name it. I've had a client call me because he applied to rent a room, and the landlord asked for credit report. Literally, applied to rent a room, and the landlord asked for credit report. That tells you how important credit has become. On the following slides, I'll be showing you 10 common misconceptions and myths about credit repair. First one, asking for a credit report will hurt your score. Now, if you are pulling your own credit report, you're requesting your own, specifically if you go to Equifax or TransUnion. Now, if you're requesting your score from third-party companies like Credit Karma, Borrowell, and such, that's different. However, if you apply directly to Equifax, it does not hurt you. You will not lose points. In fact, it will help you get look at things that are incorrect. You may be able to correct, and it will actually help you positively. You're at least looking at your information, and you're looking at the source. What does Equifax have about me on my credit report? And that's usually a starting point for us as well. You have to look at what is out there for you. Closing credit cards will help boost your credit score. That's an incorrect statement. If you close credit cards, it actually does not boost your score. Most times it will bring it down. Now, not all the time, but most times. I've actually had a call with a client a few days ago where he closed his TD credit card and his points dropped almost 40 points because he moved his banking from TD to RBC. And in the process, he thought, closing the card was a good idea. But I'm not sure where he got that idea from, but he closed that card and points dropped almost 40 points, and he called me for it. He will regain. However, it does take time. And let's just say if he was to go for a car loan or a mortgage in between, that's a problem. If he was closing a a builder mortgage or something of that sort, it would put him in a real difficult position. So closing credit cards don't help boost your score. That is a myth. Next one, all credit reports are the same. It's not. Credit bureaus have their own way of calculating. TransUnion has its own. Equifax has its own. They should be close. So let's just say if your TransUnion was 750, your Equifax should be in that range. I would say anywhere between 720 to 780, 800, somewhere in that range. If you see TransUnion 750 and Equifax 550, that's a problem. Even 600, that's a problem. You must get both credit reports, look at them, compare it, see where the problem is. Is TransUnion the accurate report or is it the Equifax? Because sometimes what does happen is one of the credit report, Equifax or TransUnion, will get your collection account first on the credit bureau and the score will drop, but the other one hasn't gotten it yet. Doesn't mean it will not get there. It's just a matter of time. It's not about if, it's when. Approaching your so that's next one. The next one is approaching your credit limit will not affect your score. That's a wrong myth. If you have a credit card of $5,000 and you're using $4,500, it will affect your score. It will hold your score back. It's called high utilization. The term is called high utilization. And when let's just say if you're going for a car loan or a mortgage, if the lender, the car loan lender or the mortgage lender, looks at your credit report and sees that you've got a $5,000 credit card with $4,500 balance or $4,900 balance, you are basically living beyond your means. And that kind of gives them a bit of a, I should say, a red flag to check. Maybe not a red flag, maybe a yellow flag to sort of check. It's definitely not a green flag, let's just say. So approaching your credit limit will affect your score. Co-signing does not affect your credit score. That's a myth. Co-signing definitely affects your score. The way co-signing works is you may or may not be the part of the asset. So let's just say if it's a car loan and your father has co-signed or your mother has co-signed, and you as a co-signer, you don't own the car, but you are part of the loan, and you're not just half of the loan, you're not just responsible for the half of the loan, you're responsible for the entire loan, which means the co-signer, if they are going to apply for a credit, it looks like the way calculations are done, they own that loan. It's their loan, but they don't own the car. So you don't have asset, but you have a liability, and you have a full 100% liability. So co-signing affects your credit score. It definitely does. And if whoever you've co-signed for, if they miss the a payment and it shows as a late payment, good luck. You're going to have a huge tank in your credit score. High salary is equal to high credit score. That's another myth. No, it's not. I have seen clients that make $30,000 a year and they have 800 credit score. And I've also seen clients that have 270,000 a year and their credit score is 550. So it doesn't work that way. There's a whole lot more than just your salary. Paying off debt can remove late and missed payments. Does not work that way. If you pay off debt, the lender may or may not actually report as paid. Sometimes you have to chase the lender. Sometimes you have to chase the credit bureau. Sometimes both of them are not responding. And you're stuck with, I don't know what to do. And in the process, sometimes you don't even have the proof because you paid it 5 years ago. It was part of your divorce. It's connected to your trauma. You don't have a paper trail, or it's been so long, you've moved so many times. It's, for lack of a better word, it's I can't use the word that I want to, but yeah, it's you cannot. So part of paying off debt can remove late and missed payments. Absolutely incorrect. Paying the minimum keeps your score up. It does not. If you keep making the minimum, the algorithm knows that you're not paying more than what's required, bare minimum required. It essentially assumes that you have money problem. Relationship affects your credit score. Relationships don't really affect your credit score. It is there though. The information is there if you have joint credits and so on and so forth. But that does not affect your credit score. It may bring up an additional condition in when you're acquiring your next credit. So let's say if you're going for a home and if your credit report shows your civil status, the lender will ask for more clarification as to why the civil status is such, and if there is any documentation to prove the current civil status. So relationship affects your credit score. It does not affect the actual number, but the information is there. Divorce takes the ex-spouse's bad credit. Incorrect as well. Ex-spouse keeps her bad credit as long as she doesn't, she or he, I should say, it's, the other person, the other spouse does not makes regular payment on time for the credit that is joint with you. If they miss their payment, let's say you have an arrangement with them that, hey, you'll make one payment, I'll make the next, so on and so forth. And if they miss a payment, it will affect your score because you're joint with them. But other than that, no. So that's about the 10 myths. With conclusion, these myths and misconceptions are often seen on ads. There are companies that will sort of use that as marketing trick. Even if you're desperate to fix your credit, taking a shortcut can make the situation worse. So, if you're watching this and if you want to repair your credit, I understand sometimes you're in a desperate situation. But taking a shortcut will make things worse. Research and see, anytime you hear something that does not make sense, I strongly suggest you do research and look at 10 different sources and take the average. That's usually a good way to go. There's an internet research course I did a long time ago. It was a virtual course, and it did say that stay away from first page of Google because it's full of ads. First, sometimes even second. You have to spot the ads and go into more detailed information. Blogs are great things to read. That gives you, usually they give you so much info. They're usually rich with info. Research and see if the information you're gathering is true and correct. With that being said, a low credit score does not mean you're a financial criminal. That is not what it means. Your story is more than just your credit score, low credit score. Remember, at Credit Repair, we put judgment aside. There is no judgment. Listening, guiding, and helping is what we use to help you get to the next level. You've already struggled enough to be where you are, and probably you got here most likely because of the past. That sometimes it's not pleasant. Most times, if you have bad credit today, your past has scarred you in some way, shape, or form. So we help you from that moment on, just so that scar doesn't stay a scar. It doesn't leave your credit report the way it left you. So with that being said, my goal is to help you fix your credit fast and hassle-free. It's easy to connect with us, call or text, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And yeah, TikTok is new, and we've been building content on it, one video at a time. And creditrepairnow.ca. You can go on the website. There's tons and tons of blogs, lots of information, and you can read through. There's lots of DIY, whatever you need. Most of the info is there. I've actually spoke to many clients where they call me, hey, my score dropped for this or that reason, and I guide them to the right blog, and I tell them that I can't work with you because we don't have a business relationship. However, I'll leave you with this tip. Look for this blog, follow the steps, and see if things change in about 5 to 6 weeks. Mark that on your calendar, and if it doesn't, feel free to give me a call. And I've had a beautiful call from this fellow who owned a pizza store, and he was jumping with joy. He had almost 70 points added to his credit score just by following steps on our blog. So yeah, the information is there. Feel free to help yourself. And if you have any questions, feel free to call. Emails are another great way to get in touch. With that being said, I've taken more than 15-20 minutes, I guarantee myself. But that's another thing. We work with guarantee. Any client we start, we give them a money back guarantee. If we cannot work with you, we cannot give you guarantee, most likely we'll tell you that we cannot and what should be your next step. With that being said, thank you very much. Again, my name is Faizal Garasia, and I am a credit repair specialist. Thank you.